Alright, hello there, everybody, and, well, I don't know if the whole class is going to watch this, but Brother Bowen, I guess. Um, so I know for my Book of Mormon proposal, I know I had said that I was going to do some type of video. I wanted to make a movie, actually, of First Nephi, and, Nephi come into the new world, into the promised land with his family, and I was hoping that I would be able to, go out into Hukilau Beach and make some type of video of me and a couple friends coming in from over there. But turns out the timing of this is very, very bad because everybody else is in finals, and I could not get very many people to want to participate, and the filming was going to be very difficult with a little iPhone. So I decided, when I heard you talking to one of my other classmates, that I would just make a video here on YouTube about something that I've learned in class, and something that I would like to share. So I'm going to take these off because you can't see my eyes in the video. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about was just the Book of Mormon in general. And I wanted to start by reading a scripture that's in 2nd Nephi chapter 3, verse 12. It says, "Wherefore the fruit of thy loins shall write, and the fruit of the loins of Judah shall write, and that which shall be written by the fruit of thy loins, and also that which shall be written by the fruit of the loins of Judah, shall grow together, unto the confounding of false doctrines, and laying down of contentions, and establishing peace among the fruit of thy loins, and bringing them to the knowledge of their fathers in the latter days, and also to the knowledge of my covenants, saith the Lord." I really like this scripture a lot. I wouldn't say that it's anything new that I learned in this class per se, about the truth of the Book of Mormon or the truth of the Bible, but really I just love that scripture because it makes it so clear to us that you must have the Book of Mormon and the Bible to really understand the gospel. And there was a story that I also wanted to share in this, and that was on my mission. We had an investigator, and man, I cannot remember his name. Uh-oh. Dang it, can't remember his name. Anyways, we'll call him Caesar or Jose. How about Jose? Anyways, my companion and I had been knocking doors for a little while, and we knocked this one door and talked to an older man, probably in his 50s or 60s, and he wasn't able to attend to us at that time, but he told us to come back. And as missionaries, you can kind of feel when someone's genuine, telling you to come back, or when they're just saying, "Oh yeah, come back anytime," and they don't really mean it. So when he said it, we had the feeling that he actually meant it, and we kept going by his house. We couldn't find him, but we went by there a few times, 3 or 4 times, and finally one day we went and knocked on his door again, which was right over by the market, so it was convenient for us on preparation days and things like that. And knocked on his door, and there he was, and he invited us to come in. So my companion and I went in, and we sat down with him and started teaching the first lesson about the restoration and about the Book of Mormon and where it came from, and Joseph Smith being called as a prophet, all those good things. And he seemed very uninterested, to say the least, and he almost seemed disrespectful to me. As we were teaching, he got up, and when he got a roll of tape and a paper and a pencil, and we were like, what is he doing? That's pretty rude, like, to just get up and go start doing arts and crafts or whatever you're doing. Anyways, he sat down as we were explaining this to him, and he took that roll of tape and he traced it with the pencil on that piece of paper to make a perfect circle on there. And then what he did was he took a little slice out, like it was like a pizza, and all of a sudden he just told us, "Hey, hang on, stop." And so we stopped, and we were kind of like, alright, he's probably going to tell us to leave, he seems very uninterested. And this was right after we had explained about the Book of Mormon. And right after we explained this and he told us to stop, he just said, I had learned so much about the Bible. He was a pastor for another church. And he said, I know so much about the Bible. And I've known all of this, and points to the full circle except for the little slice cut out of the circle. And he says, what you guys just gave me right now is that little slice, the part that he had drawn on his paper. He's like, I get it now. So many things in the scriptures just make more sense to me because of what you guys are telling me about there being a prophet, or about the Book of Mormon being true. And for my companion and I, that was actually a real testimony builder, because we thought he wasn't paying attention to us, but he actually had been paying attention to us the whole time, and it had been the Spirit that was teaching him, and not necessarily us. Also, just like later on in that chapter, in verse 15, it talks about Joseph Smith being called, and it says, "And his name shall be called after me, and it shall be after the name of his father, and he shall be like unto me. For the thing which the Lord shall bring forth by his hand, by the power of the Lord, shall bring my people unto salvation." And also, in verse 13, it also talks about things being restored, and talks a little bit about the restoration, I think, also. And I just thought that for this particular video, I would share my testimony a little bit. I've learned that testimony really is the most, the words of testimony are the most important words that a man can share. And something that my dad always told me was to make sure that we listen to testimonies at the end of talks, because usually at the end of talks people start putting away their stuff and they stop listening, when while they're doing that, they're actually missing the most important part of those talks, and that's the testimony. So it's always something that I've tried to apply in this class also, that when you're giving your testimony at the end of class, that I'm not zipping up my bag and putting stuff into my backpack like most of the people in class do. I'm not trying to call them out or anything, but I just have always felt like it's very important to listen to someone's testimony, listen to the promises that they make, because those few moments of testimony really are revelation, not only to the person that's bearing testimony, but to all those that are listening also. But anyways, I know that Joseph Smith was a true prophet of God, that he was called as a young man, and that he really did bring to light the Book of Mormon. I know that the Book of Mormon is true, and that it, alongside with the Bible, brings so many truths, makes so many things more clear to us. And without it, really, we would just be like every other church, I feel like. We would have the priesthood, probably. You couldn't even say for sure if we don't have the Book of Mormon, but yeah, it just shows that the Bible can be misunderstood, and for so many different reasons, for all the different translations, but the Book of Mormon really does make the gospel so clear to all of us. And I'm so thankful for that, and for a living prophet, for the prophets that have come down in direct line since Jesus Christ, and that we have the authority today. I'm so thankful for the priesthood, for the opportunity that I have to be a holder of the priesthood, for the opportunity that I have to be a worthy priesthood holder, to get married in the temple. And I'm thankful for this class. This is actually one of my favorite classes I've ever had. I don't like learning about too many things. I like learning in general, but a lot of the subjects can be boring to me. So having a class with a subject that I actually enjoy was very entertaining. So thank you. And yeah, just wanted to share that little thought with you. Let me know if you have any feedback on this, or if there's anything I can do better. Alright? Thank you very much for your class. I appreciate it. Have a good winter vacation. Alright, take care. Bye.